A lot of focus these last 6 weeks for us on passing and catching. It was a struggle for us. Not something that's usual about our teams, but we had a young team last year that was learning to play at the pace that's required to play in the SEC and at the level of the scheduling that we're putting together. So thus the few drills coming up here in a row. I think if you've been following us over the years, probably not as many shooting drills these last 5 or 6 videos that we've put out, but another pass and catch drill where you are on a mission to make sure that we constantly include catching as a skill to include with passing. Anytime one of these drills comes up, I've always got to give credit to Coach Mark Fox for pulling me aside at a clinic one time and saying, there is no magical drill. There is no magical rotation. You can do it with a medicine ball. You can do it with a tennis ball. You can do it with a golf ball. Whatever you want to do with it. Just make every drill you have in your playbook, in your arsenal, a potential passing and catching drill. And that's what we've done today. What it is it's particular to the 50 passes and catches that we make. You need to make them particular to the passes that you make. You go to a clinic, you watch one of these last videos we did, or star passing, or this passing, or that passing, or this passing. This breaks down our offense. This is a set play out of our offense. You can see Coach Todd getting it set up. But we are not shooting in this. All it is a series of passes that are game-like to us. So what we're looking for is on-target, on-time passing, followed by on-time cutting into the right spots, proper execution, and consistent. Like, is that game-like? Was that pass game-like? If not, we don't add it to our total of our goal. Let's say we were at 50 passes. Say the first one was right. You'd hear a coach say 1, 2. But the second that something doesn't happen that we want, that we've encouraged, that we've taught, then we start back at 1, okay? And that count, loud count, tells everybody that's watching, tells everybody that's in the drill exactly what happened that we didn't approve of. So that was a backdoor little pass, that's a kick out pass, that's a swing pass, and we've got it started. We dribble handoff here, and we start the next action. So when the line comes from here, this is a breakdown of one of our half-court actions, and you time it, you design it. This is a drill that takes work on your part to set up, to make sure that the first pass leads to the second pass. And these are the actions that you want when it comes game time. This is some of our Princeton action, okay? So we know when we make this pass and then cut, Destiny Oberg was an outstanding pretender. Your players need to be good pretenders. We don't have a defense out there. Man, you couldn't tell by the way Destiny Oberg's catching this thing and squaring up, okay? Alana Eaton pointing towards where she's cutting. Sam, you're sitting there and going, well, Sam doesn't look like she's doing anything but standing there. Well, guess what Sam's supposed to be doing? Standing there. Riley finishing her cut. These folks out here are watching so that they don't make the same mistake somebody else made in front of them. A common theme in our practices, every rep is your rep. If Avery is standing here and makes the same mistake, I might let, on a daily basis, I might let somebody make the first mistake. Maybe we didn't cut the proper time or the proper way. We'll say it, but we won't count it against them. But if this person goes in and does the exact same thing, I guarantee you we're starting it over because we've got to be able to learn from here as well as this spot. So be a great pretender. Really accept the fact that every rep is your rep. We've got 3 people standing in line. We've got 5 people engaged. I'm a big fan of short lines or no lines. I don't want somebody standing here for more than 20 or 30 seconds before they're involved in this next action. There does develop some pattern, and that's okay. You want some patterns. You're running patterns in games. Again, from a previous video or a future video, depending on which way we put this out, this number of high fives we have here, just the number of touches going between. Obviously, we want a little better cut there. You can tell that by the energy that Coach Todd is exuberating, we want a little more sprint action to it. Waiting on the screens, filling the right spots. But set a number of passes or a number of consecutive trips we got to finish. I think one day we did this to where everybody had to go through with no mistakes. These are what you would call precision drills, all right? No variation, precision, no mistakes, very high critique. Decision skills, you can make some mistakes. You have to be able to make mistakes if you ever want a kid to be able to make decisions. But in this one, you have to cut the way we want you to cut. We are going to practice that so that in the game, when you don't, it is a goal of ours to be able, we got that finished there, so I'll stop it. It is a goal as coaches for us through our practice drills. If your practice drills don't change the game behaviors of your players, then you wasted time during practice. Your practice drills must change their game behaviors. So in practice, we're really high level of critique, really high level of precision, no variation, so that in a game, when we take a player out, I have a very simple question we can ask. You know what to do, right? Yes, coach. Then is it a can't situation or a won't situation? And nobody wants to say they can't do it, okay? But if you can drill everything in your program, everything in your system down to can't or won't, then you've got a chance to hold people accountable for it. If they don't know, then you haven't done your job yet as a coach through your drills, through your practices, through your film sessions. But once you feel like, and that player tells you they know what to do, then you've got it now down to can't or won't. And now you've got a chance to have drastic improvement for your players. This is where skill development comes in. It's not the magical drill. It's how you're able to hold them accountable, and are you teaching something in practice that changes their game behavior. 50 passes, if you've got some offensive actions that you run, diagram this thing up for us, send it to the YouTube, send it to the email that we have in our YouTube channel, and we'd love to be able to try to do it in practice as well. We're always looking for ways to improve what we're doing, things that we're doing. So when you take this and you make it your own and you've made it better, all we ask is that you share it back with us.